Hey there, we're back. It's Natalie and Emily for Girls Guide to Guns TV, episode 2. We are very excited. I'm very excited to be here. Hi, Emily. Good to see you.
Hi, Natalie. Great to be here.
Yeah, so a lot has happened in the past couple of weeks since we've chatted. Of course, our first episode was all about the Olympics, and Emily was the perfect guest because she knows so much about it. If you didn't get a chance to watch it, definitely go back and check it out because there's a lot of really interesting information and just all the little, tiny little bits and pieces about the Olympics that you just really wouldn't know. I mean, you don't get it on NBC or even NBC.com. You get to dig in with that particular episode. So we're pretty proud of that, especially because our gun guru here really knows her stuff. So, so Emily, you have been traveling a ton. What have you been up to?
Oh man, so this whole summer I've been basically coast to coast. So I live in New Hampshire. We took a vacation in July to Hawaii, and I got
jealous,
to shoot.
By the way, so jealous about that.
It is everything people say it would be. It was like just beautiful weather, tropical paradise. And we got to shoot barebow there, which was awesome. So they have like a public. So we went and stayed with family who are stationed at Schofield Barracks. So an Army officer who lives there. And
which island is that?
That's on Oahu, which is where Honolulu is. It's the most populated island.
Right, and that's Pearl Harbor. That's where,
absolutely.
Yeah. There's a ton of military on that particular island.
Yes, and Hawaii is just fantastic. But in addition to all of the beautiful beaches, they have Oahu regional parks that have free to use archery ranges. And Hawaii, I didn't know, has a huge population of bow hunters. So there were a lot of people there. We just got to chat with them and talk archery tech, which was pretty neat, and shoot a barebow that my cousin had. So that was a blast. That was my favorite way to see different places. So we went to Hawaii. We went, and actually we did shoot archery too in Colorado. We were there with our church to build a home for a homeless family there. We started it, at least we didn't build it all, but and we got to check out Rocky Mountain Archery there, which was pretty neat. And then where else have we been? I've been in North Carolina, been in Portland, Oregon.
Wow.
So like everywhere, Boston, Mass. So we've been traveling a lot. And the coolest thing, I think the coolest experience actually to bring it back to the Olympics was being on a flight when Ginny Thrasher and Sarah Scherer made the finals for women's air rifle, which is the first event of the Olympics. And I was texting back and forth with people because we had internet on our flight, and just following the results. And it was just so exciting to start the Olympic Games with Ginny Thrasher winning a gold medal in women's air rifle.
Well, yeah, that's the perfect transition, actually. So that was a really big deal because you were so excited to watch Ginny Thrasher when we were talking on the first episode, and she just really crushed it with nationals, right?
She did.
This men and women again. Yes. And sister started 4 years ago. Okay. It was like, she's been doing this for about 5 minutes. And now she's all of a sudden, she's not only the world champ, but she's also, or national champion, but she's, also the world champ officially because she just won the Olympics.
She is.
It was really fun to watch her. I thought she was a great ambassador for the gun community. And she really slept off all of those, gun questions that were not, they weren't directed toward the Olympic topic, right? And it always happens, unfortunately. Kim Rhodey had to deal with it a lot last time in London, and now Ginny Thrasher did. But man, she was a champ, and she really made it. She made it all look easy. but then she also brought a lot of personality, and I don't know. I just felt like she really was able to communicate through her personality and her words and interviews and that kind of thing, how, I don't know, just a different side of the gun community that people typically don't see. Don't you think?
I think she did a great job, and it makes me proud to be an American, in addition to being a female shooter just like her. But she did a fantastic job. If you guys can watch any of the interviews with Ginny Thrasher in them, you'll be, I think, similarly impressed, and she's an underdog. She was a nobody, basically, started 4 years ago. And she ended up in the top 3 with 2 former Olympic champions world record holders, and she beat them. It's
That's
just
amazing.
incredible.
It really is. It's such a fun underdog story. I know. I wish they would make that movie.
Yeah. The problem, I think, would be that women's air rifle is not exactly an action-packed sport. So
I feel like if you cut it correctly, it totally could be. You know, I don't know. They can make pretty much anything interesting these days, right?
Right.
Yeah, I was really, really proud of her too. And two, just to kick it off so well, you know, I mean, she was the first medal, and it was a gold, and it was an air rifle. And it was interesting too, because she did get a lot of flack online. I mean, I'm sure you noticed that too, possibly on TV. I don't really watch that much TV. So, but she got not necessarily Ginny in particular, but just the sport, you know, because it's been a contested sport. People have been trying to eliminate it. And, but, you know, the next in line was like, I mean, there were, you know, countries like China and Japan and, you know, places where they don't have the Second Amendment and they're still competing. So to me, it was a little ridiculous that we had, you know, any negativity about it. Don't you think?
I agree. And it's an air rifle. You know, it's not even technically a firearm.
Yeah. I mean, you showed us those little pellets. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just can't, it just seems out of place, honestly. And we're biased, right? So
right. Well, no, but you know what? Here's more than being biased. I think we're educated about it. Like we know what it really is. And I mean, I don't know if people think it's some, you know, sure, it's a long gun, but it's not some big scary thing, you know?
Right.
And you did such an excellent job talking about all of that. And you actually went shooting and you did a little air rifle yourself, right?
I did. So this is my setup back here, and I shoot across my house. And this is my setup.
See, that's a great point, because it's safe to do in your house. Right?
Yep. Yep. So I make sure nobody's going to walk across the path. I think that's the biggest thing, is just that all the doors are closed. I don't have any children, so nobody's going to run in and interrupt. But my first shot was a 10, so I was really excited. The Olympics in general, I just get so excited about it. But yeah, that's the very first shot that I took after watching Ginny Thrasher. So I was pretty excited.
Yeah, could you hold that target next to your head for perspective? Because it's, you know, when you hold it up close, it looks big, but look, it's tiny.
And this is 33 feet away.
Yeah, I'm being quiet, so Google doesn't pick up my voice so that you can.
Yeah, this is I'm trying to think. So what I can do is show a blank target. The dot that's in the very middle there is the 10 ring, and Ginny Thrasher hit that nearly every time. I think on the very first shot she took, she had a 9 point something. They score finals matches in the decimal place. But other than that, afterward, she shot a 10.9, which is as perfect as it gets. And then she was gold from there.
Unbelievable. So proud of her. Okay, so moving on, let's talk about the next two medals. And
yeah, so
with the caveat that both women, or all three medals in shooting were women, right?
Right. It was just like I got so excited. I can't even express just how excited I was. And this is definitely shoot like a girl year. and following Ginny, I think it was the day after, Corey Cogdell got third, repeated her bronze from Beijing in women's trap. And she did it in such a just, you know, stone cold, under pressure kind of way. So both she and Kim Rohde, who is our other medalist, went into shoot-offs for the bronze. And you could just tell, like, these women have experience, they have skill, and they perform so well under pressure. And as soon as Corey's opponent in the bronze medal match missed, you could tell she realized it. If you watch any footage, she's just so excited. And she's another one that there's some really great interviews with her. She's a great representative for Team USA.
Yeah, she really is. All three of those women are just amazing. And I'm so proud of Corey. This was a big year for her too. Didn't she get married within the last year? And
I think so. And she's married to a Chicago Bears football player.
That's right, and he didn't even get to go. So it was neat to see all of his teammates. They were all cheering her on. I remember seeing a video of it. So
Yep.
they were cheering cheering her on from practice, right?
Right. And she actually has, if you can Google her, she has a really interesting interview because there was a tweet from a Chicago newspaper with her picture and her medal that said, "Wife of Bears lineman wins Olympic medal," without her name written at all.
Oh
So
my gosh.
it's just funny, like one right after the other of these women shooters being in the news. And that brought up the topic of why don't we treat women equally with Michael Phelps? His name is in the news every time he wins a medal. So why not at least print her name? So that's just a whole interesting story. And Corey handled it with such grace. She's class act.
Oh, that's cool. I look forward to seeing that interview. I mean, I can kind of see why they would do it to relate it back to Chicago and make it, local news. But
Right.
But at the same time, it is like, well, it just points out the fact that people don't know, the names of the shooters because they're just, they don't get as much coverage. So,
Right.
speaking of which, Kim Rhode made history again this time around. Yeah, talk about that.
So Kim Rhode has medaled in an Olympic Games going into Rio every games for the last 5. And the only other person who can compete with that is Italian luger. And luge is go real fast downhill on a sled winter sport. And so Kim had a chance to make absolute history by being first American, first woman, first summer Olympian to medal in 6 consecutive Olympic Games, which would tie what this Italian luger has done. And she did it. And she did it in, again, like that stone cold under pressure, she can handle anything kind of moment in a bronze medal shoot off. And so both of the American women that were there to represent us for skeet made the finals. So Morgan Kraft, a young shooter, I think she's 21. She's a world champ. And she ended up in 5th place. So we did just totally fantastic in women's skeet. But yeah, to have Kim Rhode get her 6th medal in a row, and her son,
no other woman has ever done that. And on top of that, because I get to see Kim somewhat frequently when I'm, out shooting we go to the same gun range and just occasionally we're friendly. So I get, I've had a chance to really talk a lot of this through with her, and not recently because I leave her alone when she's really prepping for.
Probably America thanks you for that, Natalie.
Yes, indeed. I just, I'm like, she's busy. I'm just gonna check in with her after. But anyway, we were talking one time, and after her pregnancy, which was a really intense, very, very difficult pregnancy, and pregnancy's hard anyway, but she had some major complications. And even after that, she had some serious complications. One of which I believe was that her ligaments didn't come back together properly. So the doctors are saying that she is performing with at least a 30% handicap. So that is, that's intense. And then she went and made history again.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the level that we're talking about. That's how good she is. So, she is amazing, and so special to have her son there with her, who's, the light of her life. And so that's, and of course her husband too, and her amazing coach, who's her dad, and her mom, who's her manager. It's just a really cool family thing there. And, they're a really wonderful, patriotic, deeply committed family, and it's neat because a lot of those Olympic families are, of course, but I really see it it's a very strong thread throughout the shooting community too.
Yeah, and I just can't even imagine how exciting it is for her to be able to share all of this with her family. Her dad's been there the whole time, but now as she adds, with her husband and her son, that's just incredible. And she's a history maker.
She is. She's a history maker, and I want to shout it from the rooftops for her and for both of those the other girls too. Ginny and Corey. I mean, I'm just so proud of them. So anyway, yes, it definitely is a shoot like a girl year, and I'd like to keep that momentum going. Speaking of shoot like a girl, I saw you on social media earlier this week wearing this very shirt in blue.
Yep.
Safe, responsible gun owner. I'm very, very proud of this shirt. I love it.
Yep, I'm proud to be one too.
Yes, and now you've got one too.
Yes, I've got I think you can see the logo, Shoot Like a Girl. And on the back it says, "Yes, I shoot like a girl," in the middle.
Very nice. So, but we both got these t-shirts from Karen Butler at the Shoot Like a Girl trailer, right? So tell me about, let's just talk about that a little bit before we go.
So I was fortunate enough to be in town among my many summer travels when the Shoot Like a Girl test flights trailer was in New Hampshire. And I stopped by and chatted them up. I love to talk about shooting, especially to talk about women shooting. And Karen Butler was there along with, I think she had 5 other NRA certified instructors. And if you have a chance to stop by and see the Shoot Like a Girl test flights trailer, highly recommend it, because you'll get to try. I tried 5 different compound bows. So like even me as a experienced shooter, I got to have a novel thing to do, like something that I'd never tried before. And there's no other setup like it where you can try a simulated pistol, simulated rifle, and I think they have about 12 different women's hunting bows to try, which I think is incredible. And the goal for them is to get that barrier past where if you've never shot a gun, they want to encourage you and empower you and help you feel what it is to shoot so that it's no longer an issue and you can move forward with confidence in developing your shooting skills.
Yeah. And I love these Shoot Like a Girl trailer too, because they've got really sponsorship from everybody. It's a real unifying force, I think, within the gun industry. So you've got all of the gun manufacturers, really all the major gun manufacturers that have come together and contributed to making this happen. And Karen's done a great job with the leadership there. And I don't know. So what it is, by the way, we're talking about this trailer. If you've never heard of it, it's literally a trailer that goes in the back of a pickup truck, and they take it around to, specifically, I've seen it at a lot of Cabela's openings and that kind of thing, right?
Right. I think they're partnered with Cabela's. So that's going to be your best place to try to find the Shoot Like a Girl trailer.
Yes. And of course, online, of course, they'll have plenty of updates about where they're going to be. But if you get the opportunity to go, it really is cool, especially if you have a friend or, a family member who is nervous, like Emily was saying, about trying it for the first time. This is a great way to do it without any ammunition, but you do get the idea of what it's really going to be like. So right. Go Karen, go Shoot Like a Girl team.
Yes, they're so welcoming, so friendly. Like, it's totally worth the experience.
Yeah, I totally agree. Well, Emily, it's so good to see you again. Tell me what's going on with you the next few weeks before we talk again, and anything you want to plug.
So I will be shooting in my very first indoor compound bow match in the middle of September, right near Gillette Stadium where the Patriots play. There's an archery range. So my husband and I signed up for a match because I, of course, like to compete. So I'll be just modifying, tuning my bow, and documenting that on my blog. And I have 2 different interviews that I'll be publishing just in series, because there's so much content that I was able to get from these 2 coaches that have coached 2 of our Olympians. So one of them is one of Jenny Thrasher's high school coaches, who is also one of my coaches back in the day, and the coach of the NC State rifle team. And I'll be sharing some of what they have planned for the continuing growth of the sport. So if you're interested in learning or having your child learn how to shoot like Jenny Thrasher, I'll be publishing some of that information, and that's all on thehowtogungirl.com.
And that's cool. Just a side note about everything that you're writing. It's very cool and impressive because if you do want your child to be able to shoot like Jenny Thrasher or anywhere in the ballpark, there are scholarships available. I mean, that's yes. One of the things I think a lot of people don't realize is you can get an education on, your rifle skills or your firearm skills. So, I know Kim Rohde works with kids with clays for that purpose too. So anyway, it's just something to keep in mind and also spread the word about. But I have also been pretty busy traveling around the country as well with my little guy in tow. So it's been an adventure, but it's been great. We just wrapped up Love at First Shot. So that should be airing middle of September on NRAwomen.tv. So really excited to see how that turns out. It's like you go and you shoot everything and then you hand it off to the editor and you just say, okay, let's see how it goes. And
yeah, I'm so excited to watch that. You and Julie
Oh,
Gall do a great job.
oh, thanks. Yeah, we've got some great other trainers this year too. We've got Randy Rogers, Judy Rhodes, and Autumn Parkin. So they came in. Julie kind of drove the train there for training. Train for training. She drove the bus for training. Maybe that's a little less redundant, but and then the other women were able to come in and supplement, and it just really shows the breadth of knowledge and just kind of the deep field that we have for women in the firearms industry. So our
Right.
girls, our newbies did great. We were so proud of them, and man, it was a really special experience. And it really, these are the life experiences that tie you to people forever. And you really, again, get that within the gun community. So
Yep.
so yeah, really excited about that. And then moving forward, we got a lot of fun stuff coming up on Girls Guide to Guns. So be looking for announcements on that too. And a lot more videos with the lovely Emily Monroe.
All right.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Okay, cool. Well, so good to see you, Emily. Thanks for chatting, and we will see you again next time.
All right. Thanks, Natalie.
Thanks everybody for watching. See you soon.